I'm filming a paranormal series on cameras that are over 20 years old, and here's all of the cons I've already learned. Why does it sound like a construction zone? Analog horror is having its prime moment, and a lot of the analog horror is not actually analog. I'm Ethel England. I'm a filmmaker and actor, and yeah, okay, cool. Comment, subscribe, like, tell your mom. I'm here to basically talk about my experience getting into more analog filmmaking. I will talk a little bit more about the series and how it came to be later in this video, but most of this video is me complaining. Maybe I'll make another video about how amazing it is, because it is amazing. All my complaints, they pale in comparison to how fun it is to use all of this equipment and edit it. But I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. These guys are divas, okay? I'm here to tell you in case you plan on going on a similar journey. This is a Canon GL2, and depending on where you live, it may have a different name. These bad boys film on mini DV tapes. They can also film on an SD card. Look at that, look at that. She can do both, but none of my cards work with that. I bought my first older camcorder. If you're a millennial or above, you can cringe at what I just said, from SoCal Cameras. It came with everything to record onto an SD card, so I didn't have to learn how to record on tapes, which is great because this camera can't record on tapes anymore. I don't know if there's a whiz out there that could fix it, but they're not making themselves known after copious amounts of internet searching, so I bought this full set from SoCal Cameras for a little south of $800, and that gave me the confidence to then buy a subsequent Canon. This one's a different one. This one's a DMGL1A. Why am I holding it so haphazardly? From eBay. And this one's a little bit less chunky than that boy. Not that we're judging here. So would I recommend SoCal Cameras? Sure. Yeah, if you want the convenience and the safety of a warranty and customer service, that's what I wanted on my first go of this new venture. So this is digital video tape, DV tapes, mini DV tapes. That's what DV stands for. It's not entirely analog, okay? I'm not filming on film. I'm not filming on film. I'm not filming on film. I'm filming on, what is it, magnetic tape? Let's get to the cons. And I'm just going to say this like I'm ranting about an ex, okay? Because we're going to enjoy it. Because I can complain, actually. I can. This bitch, this converter thing, eats through its battery so quick, I have to recharge in between takes. And then it gets hot. And by the way, it doesn't come with batteries. So unless you're buying from a place like SoCal Cameras, where it's all inclusive, you get everything. If you're buying this, you have to buy the batteries separate, which in this capitalistic hellfire, not a fan of that. Also, the batteries are not just regular schmegular double A's, they're fancy smancy ones. And you could ruin it if you use double A's. So you have to buy the fancy weird batteries that don't come with it. Furthermore, it does not come with this hot shoe mount. You have to pay some nerd on Etsy or eBay to 3D print you one. They're kind of heavy. That's not really a complaint. That's just an observation. They're not any more heavy than my whole rig with the black magic. These bad boys have something called demo mode. If your camera's idling for more than 3 minutes, demo mode kicks the fuck in. And that's just a montage of the on-camera features. We're talking fade in, fade out, sepia, pixelating. Why? Someone older than me explain why this is necessary. Why is this a feature? I have to continuously turn off demo mode. That should also be a one-time turn off thing, but apparently it's not. And I've found this out the hard way when filming. And you may be thinking, well, why are you letting your camera idle for 3 minutes? Because that's how the converter works. When I film on the converter, I'm not filming a tape. I'm filming directly from the camera. So the camera thinks it's idling. The camera thinks it's sitting in traffic. So after 3 minutes, it decides to turn on the radio to pass the time. So I have forgotten to turn off demo mode. And thankfully for me, I've laughed it off because it's actually really funny. It's actually really funny. In fact, here's it going into demo mode on the most recent scene I filmed. I'm glad I did that in front of friends that I've known for years, instead of doing it in front of new actors and new crew members. What else can I complain about? This is on me. I took a gamble with buying this one from eBay. It had everything working, but the seller was honest and was like, I don't have a tape, so I don't know how it does playing and recording on tapes. You want to hear how it does? And I said that right. Do you want to hear how it does? This was a fresh one, I mind you. This was fresh. Okay. I mean, as fresh as it can get. It was still in the wrapper. Everything's going well, right? So you think. I load it. Hold on. I'm reversing it. The mic is right here. Unless I do external audio. Well, I'm still gonna hear this. Why does it sound like a construction zone? I have cleaned that bad boy, and I have looked up as much as I can on how to repair it myself. But apparently, the only people that are still posting about repairs on older camcorders, mini DV tape camcorders, are like people who have a grudge against Canons. I don't know what kind of like vampire versus werewolf drama I dropped in on, but I was watching this video on this guy repairing a Sony, and it made a similar noise. Mine did not have that issue. I diagnosed it. But someone in the comments had the same exact camera as me saying, hey, mine's making a similar noise. Like, here's the camera. I'm really nice. Like, do you have any thoughts on this? And you know what the guy said back? Canons should have stuck to film. So you could have been a part of the solution, but in fact you're part of the problem. If anything, this is job security, because your whole thing is repairing old camcorders. Wouldn't you be glad then that Canons are shit according to you? I would love to repair that, because it takes a tape just fine. It proposes a tape just fine. It just makes loud noise. I bought that camera hoping to have a B camera rolling at the same time as the other one that had the converter on it that can't take tapes. Now I just have two cameras that can't record on tape. I have to get another converter if I want to use that one. Speaking of, I don't know how I got rid of it the first time. It was just a pure accident. But because it's idle, because it thinks it's idle when I'm recording, and I can't record on a tape and then convert it into the converter, there's little setting icons on the LCD screen. LCD screen. The converter records that too, which would be totally fine. That would be like really cool and like retro. Except it says in red blinking no tape. And this whole series that I'm filming is set in the early 2000s, so. And I somehow miraculously on one go, on a separate scene, had that turned off. It did not translate over to the converter. I did not know how to do that though, consciously. And so when I was in the moment filming a scene with an actor in front of me, I had to just switch to the other camera. You know how that made me feel? Not good. Not good. So those are some of the horrors of using older equipment. And of course, there are many joys, because there's a reason why I'm thinking of buying another one. I want to talk to you about the series that I'm filming with these guys and some other camcorders that my dad just had, and he just brought out and bestowed upon me when he saw I bought the Canon GL2. I could have not bought the Canon GL2. I would have still bought the Canon GL2. So it started as just creating a scene for my acting filmmaking portfolio, has now snowballed into a whole social media series, a paranormal horror found footage. Think Blair Witch, The Conjuring, kind of the hijinks of Ghost Adventures, all put into one. It's called the Unexplained Visitations Archive, and it follows a group of novice paranormal investigators archiving Get it? All these unexplained visitations. Oh my god, it's almost like the title. Most of these crew members are behind the camera, so we hear them instead of see them. The focus is on the interviewees and their experience and when weird shit happens caught on camera. That's always fun too. And I'm only using these cameras. I did a preliminary casting call for the next set of interviewees and crew members. I went to my email subscribers. Before I jump into directing and working with new talent to me, I wanted to work with talent that I was fine farting in front of. And thank goodness they sacrificed themselves for the greater good, because this is how I learned about a lot of the issues I just complained about. Imagine how funny it would still be if things went into demo mode in front of new friends, but also figuring out the LCD screen garbage on the converter. See, that's something I'm gonna try to figure out before I go on to set with other people who are donating their time for free, because no one's getting paid for this. Speaking of, if you also don't want to get paid and maybe be a part of this, I'm putting the preliminary casting call link in the description. I haven't yet made a video about this. This is like the second first look, if you will. You're not as cool as the email subscribers, but you're cool enough to get it, I guess. I plan on making a separate video about the joys of working with this equipment, because I really do like it, and it's kind of a bit of a mindfuck how I got here. I filmed an audition today, so I had this bad boy up and I was like, oh, let's get out a video. Let's get out a video.